And the Jace in the mid lane versus an Azir still have to be very respectful of that Wukong pick. You know, if you try to push forward, you try to get that prio. The Wukong has a lot of power bouncing between top and mid. Bottom side self-sustaining here. And with a Leona into this Varus Heimerdinger, you are sitting under turret. There is not a whole lot you're going to do here. You might be able to save yourself against a dive, but I don't think HLE are playing around bottom side. They are playing around top. They're playing around this Camille. You can set up dives. And unfortunately, this Leona just simply isn't going to be able to do anything for the foreseeable future. You talked about Peter roaming, and he certainly could later on, as this is a level 4 gank from Clid.
And they've got a decent wave. It's not a very large one, though, so...
This is what I was talking about with Leona, though. This is what she's for, kind of is like, okay, they can't dive us, we have Leona. They can't dive us, we have Nautilus. You know, this type of support.
No Q. Shock Blast going to miss, though. Zeka just going to try to flash away from this one. And he'll get out, but has to use the Summoner. Level 5.
Yeah, this is no Narbar. This is what I was going to say is my main problem with Nome's draft. You can flex the Jace mid, but you can't give yourself a huge opening. Like, you've given yourself a weakness here in this draft because Camilla's up, Aurelia is up, and we can watch it happen in real time.
Q comes up, Dindin getting very low. He's got Mega Gnar soon. Elects to walk forward, thinking, oh, he's not going to one-shot me. Oh, wait.
Yeah, like we were talking about, you leave yourself an opening, right? You left yourself an opening in this draft, and then small misplay there, big risky move forward from Dundon without Narbar, and Clid would rather play bottom side until he has 6.
It should be a little bit obvious, but no, they're just going to land that stun there as trying to get the damage on a Vital, not actually going to work out as Peter was the one who got grenaded. So a little bit of split damage, of course, understandable. You want to go for the Ziggs, but at the end of the day, it chunks them down, and they should be able to get this Drake.
Yeah, Drake and potentially some plate gold too.
Decent amount of vision as well, as we're going to take a look at the replay of the top lane 1v1.
Yep, this is from Kingan's perspective here. Hookshot comes through. He steps back into the sweep for some reason.
Got him.
Got him.
That's what he would say if he knew about Orange Buff. Either way, bottom side here is in a little bit of trouble for Life, as Life is in a bind, 1v2, not able to do much, as Sylvie gets 6 and throws his ult into the wind. Just a little bit of generosity there.
Yeah, kind of a surprising timing for a gank here for Nongshim. Never mind.
I guess Clid, after the way the bottom lane went and the nice gank from Sylvie, he's like, well, I could just take 3 Rift Herald and we can just take this top turret extremely early on. The issue with this is that Vital is Ziggs, so he is going to get a nice amount of chunk damage into the bottom lane turret as well. It's also going to free up some of the pressure that you were supposed to have from Life Esports' bottom lane.
Yeah. Vital gets that split plate.
Say that, and here comes the Azir. Vital is going to flash very late, and you know what? Might actually work out for him, as Viper's still on the chase looking for the arrow. He's going to miss, and Vital...
But definitely making this a much better situation for Vital.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, Life definitely still handily in the lead. Speaking of which, they're looking for a bit more on Fiesta. Can't get away. Oh no, he's going to knock him out of the Hextech ultimatum. Fiesta's still with Flash, as they're just trying to get that at this point. Fiesta not even going to flash. He's just going to walk it out. Just gets away from the gank. As now the immense amount of priority, you can see Life and Clid even in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, it's a really nice idea.
Oh, they're even going to come in here as there is a big grenade, but they're going to get on top of King in here. And again, the rotation there for Nongshim. And they even hand that kill over to Dindin.
Trying to get this turret down.
Okay.
Wait, will he pay for it?
Take a massive amount of damage to do that. Now he's just going in onto Dindin, but the entire team, or at least Peter, is making his way up. Not actually able to force Kingen into the committal there, though, was Dindin. And Mega Gnar a little bit slow.
Really liked how Nongshim played that, using the Ziggs ultimate to clear the wave and force Kingen to stay. Left him a little bit vulnerable. He almost gets picked. And all the while, Fiesta is going to get this topside turret. There's way less resources used for the same gain here for Nongshim. Yeah, and I mean, this is Azir sitting on a Ludens right now in this draft. I worry about what Zeka's role is going to be going to these team fights, because the front line is pretty sturdy when Mega Gnar is available, and the Sejuani just in general, the Aftershocks, difficult to kill. So the burst damage of that Ludens is temporary versus...
Even Leona.
Yeah, like, it's a good point. I actually kind of forgot about that. That's another front line. Whereas the Ziggs chips away at a relatively weak front line. So I am concerned about this itemization as Clid looking for a flank is spotted.
It's very fast with that blue pet. Zipping in and out of the brushes, just looking for an angle, just being very annoying, as you can see. Fiesta and Silver like, well, this guy, I guess, just gets to laugh in our faces. Speaking of which, that is going to totally miss, but gets the flash out of Fiesta. They turn it immediately on the Clid, and they mess up that clone. They're not going to mess up Clid, though. He is able to get away.
Idol's here with ult.
Yeah, they're still on the chase. Life zipping away.
For the third Drake, I mean, there's a lot of threes. But what I was going to mention about the setup here for this Drake is
3 kills.
If Nongshim wanted to fight for poke here, they win it at 100%, but instead they're going to, because they feel like they don't have vision of where Zeka is, he's got flash and ult, they're just going to push instead and give this Drake up. Will they get punished? Seems likely.
Yeah, Vital's like, well, which way am I going to go? They're going to go up towards Kingin, who is Camille. He has flash as well, so now the turnaround comes in. Vital is just left alone, does an insane amount of damage, actually, and he's going to take down Zeka amongst it all. Does not care, as he did his job.
Big shield as he finishes the Seraphs. And this is vintage King and Zeka.
Yeah, Dindin did have flash, but not going to elect to use it. Instead, going into Meganar, trying to buy some time, and Zeka is just going to pick up the kill. As now, rotating through the jungle, as a big kill from Fiesta onto Zeka, though. You see the Helm of Life not able to get a kill in the enemy jungle either, as Kingin stays a long time to try to take down the Jace.
Remember that arrow.
Ooh, the flash in, and Fiesta picks up the solo. Well, I guess he gets a little bit of help from Vital, but still picks up the kill.
Yeah, Fiesta shows up here. We're going to watch it from his first-person view. He's going to hold this E, knocks him back, switches back to ranged mode here, hits the W damage, hits all 3, and then it's like, all right, acceleration gate, flashes for it, grabs the kill. Beautiful play from Fiesta.
As the crowd oohs and ahs at the mechanics. Some of these players, you may not recognize the names, but they have been honing their skills in challengers.
Drake does not go to Viper here, and Nongshim tie this one up 2-2. You really worry. Okay, Kingin.
And then he's got some support. He's got Meganar as well, as here comes the Leona to CC from 50% health. Stays for the turret again, but this time he doesn't get away with it. TP to the top side. Now you see Nongshim trying to push this advantage.
I mean, Nongshim might be able to start this Baron up. They have tons of damage between the Ziggs and the Jace. And unfortunately for HLE, trying to push your way into this one without the Camille is so difficult. You don't have a great frontline, as we've mentioned so many times.
The poke pretty strong from Viper so far. Able to proc that Baron early. Peter is going the long way around. As will this flank matter? They're trying to turn now onto the Azir, but Zeka just flashes away. Peter's in the back line, but he's alone. They're able to kite back onto this one, but Life is going to be the first one to go down, as Peter will as well. The 2 supports eating it there.
Zeka, no flash here, has TP and a turret.
Not a very comfortable position right now for the Azir. He's trying to push Dindin into Viper, but immediately Dindin turns it around as the rest of the team on the bottom side here trying to get on top of Fiesta, but it is not working out. Oh, they're going to take down the Sejuani as Kingin, a perfectly timed flash.
If he can find the angle to do so. I mean, this poke at the beginning of this already so good.
Boy.
Here comes Peter too, back from base.
Yeah.
Got a flank angle just like the last one.
Life, he's burning.
And this is choke point control.
Yeah, so now it's a 5v4. And they didn't really have to expend much for that. Nice amount of poke here from Viper. He's going to hit those onto Sylvie. See that Viper is quite fed in this game, even into the tank. Sejuani is going to be able to do some nice poking.
Kingin, though, getting around the backside.
It's going to be interesting. The teleport feels a little bit late as Zeka's trying to join on up. Clid able to avoid that. Avoiding so much of the CC as the Fountain Castle is in it, and Zeka picks up the Drake. That's Hextech soul for Hanwha Life Esports. And just like that, the teleport seemingly just right on time.
And there's a real win condition here if somebody gets picked.
Oh boy, yeah, he's gonna get picked big time. Has a stopwatch himself, and now that's 2 stopwatches they bought for the fight and they can't use, but Kingen is going to go into his GA, I suppose.
They can collapse here too, Clid and Zeka, but they're just gonna force this into mid.
So much used to try to collapse onto the Camille, not enough, as that is a Nexus turret and a,
Hextech Rift,
yeah.
what up?
Hextech Rift, Hextech Soul.
Fiesta looking for
technology.
Oh, sidestep is real.
Yeah. And they're still on the chase. Chains of Corruption, though, that should be a lot of damage into Fiesta, even a grenade in his face, but Sylvie's so fast. I would assume that eventually she'll be able to take him down. No, a couple flashes away, and now they have just gone too far. Nongshim, a last-ditch effort will not pan out for them, as it looks like HLE esports, with this win in the fight, will go on to take game number 1.
Not the easiest, not the cleanest here. HLE esports clutched when it mattered. And this has been the story of this team. Behind often, early. That's okay. All right, Varus is coming.
That he is. And he's here with another Chains. Viper, he's like, maybe he heard us. He's like, I'm going to hit everything from here on out because he has been exquisite since. Very good stuff. HLE esports going to win in about 40 minutes as they will pick up the ace in the end. Nongshim, a good try. You know, a cool draft to bring in for game 1. Doesn't pan out. HLE esports get the job done in the end. Viper knows how to do damage. That's one thing we know. You know, at the end of the day, 38-minute game, 40,000 damage. That is another over 1,000 DPM game. He just keeps stacking them up.
And you could have just taken the Silas pick to say, I want to deal with this Gnar and have better setups, but hard to hit a Zeri with that, right? And ultimately, you've picked something that gives you a lot more power in terms of damage. Zeka's Kassadin has looked great when Kingen has been on frontline champions to set him up, but a lot of resources committed.
Yeah, and yeah, like Peter has to come up, Sylvia has to come up one time, and he's still here because the wave is still being held. So now the ult is going to be used. This is a very strange lane situation that doesn't come around very often because our mid laners usually take teleport.
Yeah, that was like it's one of those very rare moments where we actually have to like really think about how much value Doran's Ring gets and how many autos he can hit without his mana to proc it off of spells. Catalyst, though, picked up an interim.
Yeah, as Ignite here onto Viper, but again, just throwing out Harass as Wukong is here, though, and Life is going to get rooted. He's probably going to have to flash away from the Wukong, at least. The early flash out of the brush will get him to safety.
And they are trying to rush this one down here. Zeka...
This is HLE with Kassadin and Zeri trying to force this first straight fight. I am not sure about this one. Has a massive knockup into the Viego plus ultimate as Clid will flash away. Viper going to proc the ultimate here. As in they go, lots of damage already onto this Nongshim comp as they're just trying to get away. As Zeka now even forced a flash, but they are still going in on the fight. First blood to the Gnar. As Dundon incredibly strong, but eventually will be taken out.
Yeah, the setup there was really nice for Nongshim to try to hold on to this, but at the end of the day, I mean, all the CC is used kind of independent of each other, and Zeka can flash over the wall there when they commit to try to kill him, and in the middle of the fight there, Dundon is kind of left on his own, because Kassadin could chase infinitely, Zeri could chase infinitely, even though Viper's ult wasn't great. Viego is, like, happy.
That's exactly what we were talking about, the win more, as now, speaking of which, Zeka in a bit of trouble, the flash over from Sylvie means that he is going to collect a kill. Nicely done.
Really good call from Sylvie. He knows he has flash advantage. Zeka flashing in that last team fight. He has level 6.
Trying to land this Rift Herald. They did get that from the initial play. All things considered, Zeka is trading heavily in here. He knows he has life nearby. And with that, Nongshim will get the plates and get out of there. They're like, well, we don't want to overstay our welcome. Not in this scenario, as Sylvie may have just done that, but clones out.
Clones out.
He's playful.
Kingen.
He's trickstery.
It's just gonna walk past this turret here with Clid, who's shadowing him, and they're gonna try to take some of this jungle away, putting the pressure everywhere but they're scaling carries.
They're trying to collapse in here, and Clid might actually just be caught out as big wild growth and an ult. A heartbreaker to break the hearts of Nongshim as they do not get the Viego kill.
Grabbing a summoner, but still, I mean, Zeka is buying time. Or they're buying time for him. He's not buying the time. He's receiving it. Viper also receiving. Free farm here on the bottom side. If you get that kill as Nongshim, you feel very good, but a flash alone isn't going to be enough.
Yeah, and Vital is not doing well in this 1v1. He's getting chunked so much, but Viper may have baited himself into this. They're trying to 100-0 him. The second Cyclone comes in, and there he goes! Down goes the Zeri to the insane amount of damage from Victor at the end. Fiesta, don't know where you're going, buddy. He has some backup at least, a big chunk into the Victor.
Yeah, that was the angle for Sylvie to pick up Viper here, take out the Zeri, and now this fight is winnable. Zeka just wasn't here, and he got baited. As you said, straight up. Now Kingen has Narbar. Do you have enough damage to win this fight with a Kassadin on 2 rod stacks? A full tier, sure, but no real damage. Look at the angle that Dundon's got here to block them out on the rotation.
They're trying to get in here. Okay, here comes Clid. They do spot him, though, of course, as in he goes, and that will go to the Wukong pretty simply.
Dundon constantly having to catch waves with his TP whenever it's up. Hasn't been able to make any proactive plays with it. He is Scion, to be fair. But this means that with no TP for Fiesta, since he took Ghost, there's always traps potentially being set.
Uh-oh, Fiesta, he was doing so well until he wasn't. They're trying to collapse on this brush because Sylvie is here, and he baits himself in, it turns out, because there were 2 of them in that brush. And they are going to check their flanks this time. They see
look at him go.
As well. The Drake is going to reset, and here comes Meganar. In they go. He only gets Rakan, though, as in we go into the bouncy castle as the Scion gets a massive knock-up into Lulu. Nongshim have found the angle as they just dove headfirst into a 3-foot deep pool. It's not what you want to do.
That was about as hard forced as it gets. As yeah, you have a strong Kassadin, you have an R-bar.
There's still a high amount of burst damage potential with Xayah Victor, right? As Kingen is in no man's land, he is also mini-Gnar. He's also going to use his stopwatch, even though it's 1v2. I suppose trying to buy time for his team to do Baron. If that was the case, then okay, you know.
Definitely wanted to go earlier, but this is a level 16 Kassadin.
Didn't buy enough time.
They decided they're not going to stick to this, as Dundon did have teleport, and they knew it.
So
they're starting this now. They're going to force that TP. Kingen's Narbar already exposed, and that's what pulls the trigger for them. I think they're like, all right, Kingen can't Gnar, so let's do this.
Okay, Zeka going to TP back into the fight. Feels a little bit late to steal. He's going to try anyway, and immediately Clid has to hard break out of there. As Zeka, he's in the fight, but it's, you know, you can't force it from there. Like, King is level 15. He's got GA before the fight even begins.
Zeka's angle's really good. It's really hard to lock him down right now.
Nongshim are taking way too much free damage, but King nearly dies to the Victor as he's trying to get into Meganar, but he's almost going to die. He's trying to run away from the Chaos Storm. It looks like he will, but man, these fights are just on a knife's edge as that one goes to that, and a massive Mega in the backside. Kingen finally gets it done, and they take down the Xayah. That's exactly what Humble Esports needed to do. As finally now they are trying to get the rest of the members. Sylvie just trying to buy time, trying to pull them away from mid, and he will buy a lot of time. Can Humble Esports end from here? Looks unlikely, but it's still a massive victory in the team fight for them.
Yeah, 4,000 gold ahead, but the swing is going to be even bigger when they just push through and take out all these structures. Watch this one more time. This is Zeka's first-person view. Wants a Penta.
He's like, also
why did I get a Penta? Quadra. Lol.
And Zeka can play point in front because he can just do this and poke and back out. So once you hit level 16, that's why it's such a, you know, if people don't know this, that's why it's such a huge spike, because the cooldown on your R is just so low. As he's trying to get into the back line now, see what he can do. Also, an insane amount of poke goes into the Zhonya's. They're trying to just burst him down, but that's not enough. A ton of Xayah damage on the Kingen, though, as that is going to be the kill. Onto Vital, first kill in this fight as the kiting back. This time from the Nongshim AD carry is good enough. Viper's trying to do his part. Can't chip through the damage of Dundun as down goes Viper super low. He's able to kite it back as into Zeka as well. They can't take down Viper either. And the kite back is good enough. And finally the cleanup comes in from Hanwha Life Esports. Dundun, the last one to survive.
Viper is insane. That engage from Peter was so clean and Viper just dodges it perfectly. That was beautiful. I love watching that. Zeri player, one chance you have as Nongshim to lock him down and kill him. Peter sees the angle. The Viper saw it first, man. That's...
Saw the lines.
I mean, this guy is insane with his positioning. I think it's hard to say that he's not the best positioning AD carry we have in the LCK right now. Like, he just will not be caught. He will not be punished.
So slippery on the Zeri. That's going to do it, guys. Game number 2 also into the hands of Hanwha Life Esports. They get it done. They scale up with the Kassadin and the Zeri. And, well, you talked about spiking. They did definitely do a bit of that. Better games from the side of Nongshim. You know, Fiesta had obviously a pretty good performance on the Victor.
As well as this is a good pick into the Jax, and you feel very safe. You can just boop him away every time he tries to counter-strike on you. It also doesn't feel like it plays into Rascal's strengths at all. He's just going to be sitting up here passively, and then eventually will lose out in sides to the 1-3-1 that Hanwha Life have put together.
And he doesn't land his Lucent Singularity. So, there we go. Positives here for DRX relatively early. Of course, the Karma Ezreal can generally fight back against most lanes, to be honest. Especially when you're just fishing for Qs in this lane. So it works out quite well. Life taking yet another volley of damage there. These squads have had difficulty closing things out as Zeka. Can he actually find this as we put up the loss streak for the Sylas on our screen? Doesn't bode well for Klid's attempted gank. Oh, they're channeling it. And now Viper could be in trouble. The back is going to go through there from Life.
The backs are hidden, so DRX don't know. And Viper is just going to sell the idea pretty well here.
Oh no, there's the flash forward from Beryl. He flashes immediately, not going to waste any time. Throws out the heal. Not enough damage on the Q. And he's level 6. He's got anyone's ultimate available. As he's going to steal away barrels, he's going to run as far as he can as Dr. Arm knows that there's nowhere for him to go. That is first blood being picked up as Zeka will fall though. Beryl answering it immediately. That money going to the Sylas, definitely a big deal. And Beryl not going to be able to use it quite as much.
And unfortunately, this is not over yet for Viper.
Beryl's just going to walk up and almost die, but not die. Yeah, there he goes. He dies. He was baiting for Croco, I think.
There's the banana peel. Croco decided to go in on that. He gets counter-ulted and has a sad time under the turret.
Yep.
These sidesteps.
Yeah, it's actually really clean. As Rascal looking a little bit silly now. Just throws some Gatorade at Kingen, and he's able to get back and grab himself that cannon minion. So both of these top laners sort of like gaming one another. Kind of like it.
Rascal is just not willing to play passive, man. He's like, well, I picked this for safety. However, I'm building Rod. I'm going to be aggressive. And Kingen, man, playing it super well as DRX looking for the streak.
Yeah, let's see. It is going to just be stolen. Thanks to the leash, says Clear. The cease and desist comes through from Zeka. They dive on top of Croco. He flashes, but Viper just Gale Forces right on top of him. Life's not going to be able to find the light binding. And so Beryl will escape for the moment. But that is Drake as well as a kill. And it's a very happy Hanwha Life.
A lack of control on the Drake pit as Kingen just does it again.
Yeah, they're just rumbling. It's a lot of excitement here. Okay, can you actually win though? Yes, he can. Rascal's going to flash his way out. That's the solo kill.
Finally pulls it off here. He's going to teleport because he knows that help is coming and he will get away with it.
Yeah, back to his next turret. And Life realizes that he's not going to be able to stop him. Really nicely done there.
Barrel.
Oh dear. Cyclone going to be used as the snare should come down. There's another one. And that is going to be secured. But Viper's going to go down as well. And trading 80 carry for support is not something you're happy with if you're Hanwha Life Esports. Really nice answering play for DRX as now Kingen is fighting Rascal. Not sure how they're supposed to do that. Maybe he has to play with an arm behind his back or something like that. As
making
he is side laning, so this is a bit of caster curse, one could say. Alcove Gaming to come through as the chains are going to miss. Croco just trying to keep him busy as he does have a teleport coming forward. The chains are going to land there onto Croco. Gravity Field is really good. So is the cask to break up Harm Alive Esports' approach.
Hijack is up. He still has Zhonya's. He's still about 40 seconds away from grabbing that final stack of his Rod of Ages, and they're just trying to force in the backline so hard.
Okay, this is a bit ridiculous, as Zeka's going to have to flash to get out of the way of this one. He was just walking on a ward, and you can't really do that. Does have Kingslayer available, but the Zhonya's also, the cooldown not used in Harm Alive. They have to move away from this. They cannot fight, as it looks like they're going for an attempted steal. There is vision available as they just throw everything at it in the kitchen sink. Croco is just going to keep a level head, which is how it works. But also, that's the value that you do get, as Croco is going to face check Clid. He's going to Cyclone as we're going for this fight because Zeka is off towards the side. He does have Fate coming on in as Cease and Desist going to be stolen and used against him, and it's Life that picks up the kill. Bit ironic, I guess.
Yeah. 10.
Rascal has teleport. He's going to use it. I think just cleared out the wave, and then he's going to come on over. This is down to 50% health. Croco's not here like you were talking about. They don't necessarily have to turn just because they will have more damage onto this one, but can they actually make it out is going to be the question, as it's down incredibly low. It's a really nice secure from Clid, as in goes Rascal. He flashes, but he'll just get the flash out from Clid, who's now just going to give himself up.
Yeah,
and the rest of the team will make it out, and you'll say that's probably worth.
Yeah, Kingan's got Baron buff now here in the mid lane, is trying to take out this turret as they're going to chase all the way.
Okay, yeah, Croco wanted to get some revenge, but he's not going to be able to do anything about it.
Okay, Zeka's in bot lane here, teleports over, and this might just be a 2-turret play here with the Baron being taken. And I thought for sure DRX are going to be able to collapse there faster and win this fight if they stay on it.
In this Drake until right about now.
Yeah, they're going to go over there and clear some of that vision in just a moment here. No sweepers available at this exact moment in time. Zeka, all right.
Cease and Desist going to be nullified, but can he actually survive is the question as he flashes towards the help of Kingan, but he's getting surrounded. There are so many people here. True Shot Barrage doing a lot of work as Kingan's just trying to save his mid laner, and it's not going to work.
Tell me this is not a solo queue game. He's like over here. He's like, wait, hold on. Counter-Strike, he's like, I'm just going to question mark ping him. I don't know.
Yeah, and also like Hamwa.
Don't get the Drake. I mean, it's going to be here on spawn, but they don't clear the vision. And they have sweepers now.
Rocco's rotating in. Okay, this is dangerous times as Clid's going to vacate, and Rascal going to get pushed into the pit, try and take it, and yeah, that one's not going to work out. So
just have to stick the landing here, you know, in a lot of ways. Use this Ezreal poke, you know, try to chip away at the front line, use the Gragas to cut this team in half. You see where Rascal is right now. He's caught, though.
Yep, Zeka has found him. He gets his own cast thrown at him, but he's got one of his own. As Clid taking a lot of damage. Doctom, man, he's a huge threat with his 3 items that he's built up, and Clid's going to spin his way out of there.
They're 2 Drake lead right now, but they're looking for more.
Yep, Life in a bit of trouble here. He throws down the final spark. That's a great stopwatch to try and keep him alive. As now, Kingan also going to use his. Teleport comes in. Another life binding's there for Life, and they are going to be able to get the kill. Croco's dead. No smiting available this time. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to get here in time, but DRX, can they cause a ruckus? Can they make this a problem as the traps are set up? And they're set up really beautifully as over the wall they go. It is going to be Clid that locks down the Baron, and then Fate is going to go down as well. Zeka going golden at exactly the right time, and the True Shot Barrage, oh no, just barely missing out on the kill onto Zeka. They're still chasing after them. Rascal's a big boy on this Gragas. He's got a lot of damage, but so does Harm Alive. Zeka is going to lock down Doctom as well. Picks up the kill. Beautifully executed. We know that this is what this team is capable of. They managed to do it in this team fight, and Hamwa will be able to win game number 1.
Very much a back-and-forth game. HLE losing out a lot of their win conditions early, but then recovering very nicely. Kingan not able to really keep up with his Gragas, but ultimately it doesn't matter at the end. Some real key picks winning this game for HLE, and you know, yeah, he does way less damage because he doesn't spend the whole game shooting Qs into tanks, but he actually played a very good game. Zeka, you know, bread and butter. He loves playing this into so many different matchups, the Kazante, the Jax.
Yep, comes online a little bit earlier. Yeah. Comes online a little bit earlier than what the On would as well. If you pick On, you feel like you're just sacrificing the entirety of the early game, and with how snowbally the meta is, that can be very, very dangerous. Oh no.
He's just firing Qs and taking first strike gold. The rune choices and the teleport are basically just DRX saying, like, we win this one by default, and that's just how it's going to be. As Juhan paths topside, like I was talking about, level 3 gank opportunity.
Yeah, King and only level 2 as Juhan was inside the turret. That was sick. And he's going to tank this one up. Goes down to 100 health. No worries, not even close.
Very well played here. Then the timing of killing King is with this wave crashing through. He is going to be able to teleport back here, but a lot of CS lost.
Oh dear, Juhan is extraordinarily low. A flash is available. Zek is rotating over, and yeah, Juhan does have his flash up, as there's the flashes. Both of them going to use them. Zek is going to come on over, and yeah, the flash forward. That is a lot of summoner spells. However, they do manage to even out the kills.
They certainly do. Fate's going to teleport back to lane. During all of this, unfortunately, not able to make a big impact. Might come over here and try to look for the tag onto Zeka.
Yeah, Zeka is just dead.
It's all banana peels on the rift.
Yeah, there's too many. We shouldn't have activated the question mark boxes, Wolf. Oh, no. We thought we could trust them.
You know, he's got boots. He knows the Vi's here, but he's not interested. He's looking for Counter-Strike angles.
Not worried about it at all. As, of course, Kingen does need to be somewhat respected.
Should be
Rascal
looking.
has no flash available. He is going to leap strike away, but that's a boomerang to the back of the head. Wolf, stop it.
He realizes Vi is here, and then gets caught by the end of this Narbar. Counter strikes onto the ward, and then gets hit by a boomerang. Clid says, nice.
이거 진짜 큰 건데 라인 어떻게 할래, 빌래?
Well, how do you want me to keep your lane?
Yeah.
He's like,
look at that.
What do you want me to do with your lane state?
That's a real nice jungler right there. You know, just asking, like, what do you need? What do you need from me in the laning situation? As Rascal, yeah, just takes a full combo from Kingen, who's continuing to have a good time. Picks up his drill, walks out of the counter strike, has another drill. Yeah, let's see whether he jumps on over. He does. Immediately seen by Clid as Minina comes through. Really nice timing here for DRX, but that's a full minion wave, and they are just going to respect it. Back away. Kingen with a slight level lead. They'll move towards the Rift Herald.
One way or another, completely uncontested. The flash is down.
Yeah, there's the crush forward. There is the stun into the wall. Great wallop, and that is Kingen finishing it off.
If Zeka,
beautifully executed.
If Zeka doesn't put that pressure on Fate, he could probably come over here and actually defend. But because he has to flash, and he's under turret, you know, trying to catch those waves, like, there's nothing he can do, and Clid's just, like, walking up on Vision, taking this out.
Here's another ulti
Viper?
from Viper, as Beryl is going to get turned into a little munchkin and taken down. If this was a lot of other teams, I'd be like, yes, it might be getting to the point where this snowball's starting to roll, but I don't think it's there at all.
You don't think so? I mean, this is starting to look pretty snowball.
I'm just not ready. I'm not ready to say it with these two teams. I was promised 3 games.
Looking for the tether here. Okay, hold on.
Rascal,
where are you at?
what's happening, buddy?
What's going on up here?
It was well played, and things are truly a problem.
He just got outplayed by the ability called Hop. And he's going the other way, gets slowed by the smite. King gets his 3rd kill of the game. Just playing it like he's ahead, but unfortunately he is not. No one is going to be posting about this on Twitter unless it's a good thing.
Well, he's also going to do the bait and switch there as Fate is delivered underneath the turret. Life is just going to drive past him, though. True Shot Barrage picks up Zeka as Clid gets under the turret. Now Viper is fighting multiple people. Fate moves over. He has to skate over that wall. It's nicely played by DRX defensively. And then out goes Rascal. Back in goes Rascal.
And out one more time.
Out goes Rascal. Is okay. Clid's going to be able to lock this one down. Picks up the eye. And now it's a bit of a battle. They get into the choke point, but it looks like there's not going to be too much of a response. It's okay. Here goes Clid. Can he find it? As the knock-up is so beautiful from that Wild Growth Life. Able to help lock down that kill, but Clid is still going to die 1 for 1. But he does collect the Eye of the Herald.
Brush with all the control ward investment, but unfortunately they lost their turret and they are losing this war of attrition very quickly.
Yeah, and now they're going to dive on top of Dr. He goes down relatively low, but Clid a little bit secluded as there is a massive Gnar from Kingen. Manages to lock down the Ezreal, and now he's just running amok in the backline. Juhan going to be taken down as an afterthought, as a bit of a transition into getting this kill onto Beryl. Now Viper just able to dive underneath the turret and pick up the kill onto the Karma. They should be able to now grab themselves a Drake. Clid's already doing that. They'll augment that with the turret as well, and this may be that straw that breaks the back of the metaphorical camel.
Yeah, I think it might be. Teleport here being used to try to clean up the top wave as Rascal's left alone.
Oh no, Leap Strike. That's going to be enough to get him out of the way of a lot of Sandmen. They don't, but DRX are so timid. You know, they're going to go over, they're going to take their blue buff. They think that that is pretty comfortable. But True Shot Barrage has to be used to check this.
That ward needs to be cleared ASAPly, or else this is just not a choking cross. Look at King and Snarbar.
Yeah, Snarbar's absolutely perfect. 50% health right now as Cease and Desist comes through yet again. They look to just lock down whatever they can. That is a setup. The alley-oop just beautiful from the world champions, Zeka and Kingen of 2022. They're going to grab another kill as well as Clid goes down. But I believe he died for the colony as Viper is chasing after Rascal. He leap strikes to his poor friend, but I think that Viper might still be able to chase them down. This is what Zeris love to do. As Life's here as well, Viper continuing to get skippy as Juhan may sacrifice himself for this one, has the Glacial Prison, but no one's going to go in it.
Nope. And wrong side of the rift here for Rascal and Beryl, who try to either get a back off or get the execute. Beryl might be able to get the ladder. It looks like Rascal does get away with this back.
These are very strange situations. Lands onto Zeka there as Clid is in the pit, so he has a smite available. Beryl getting taken down very low. Everyone just gets over the wall.
Evacuate!
There we go. Wait.
He is. Yeah, he's like, oh, hold on, wait a little bit longer.
Wait.
Still waiting.
Wait.
Still waiting.
But wait. Hang on. Wait.
Cancel that back one more time.
Is he?
King in, coming into the mid lane, threatening an inhib, so we have to go soon.
Oh, Jonas Strong has made sure that we don't know.
Here he
and there he is! Okay! Empress Divine gonna throw him into the team. Does manage to get a stun, but Clid goes golden. True Shot Barrage goes wide. And we waited. We didn't really find too much though, as Kingen will find a control ward. And
that's
no
how
one
you
dies.
That's how you deny the mid inhibitor right there.
True Shot Barrage going to give them a little bit of vision there, but look at how quickly this Baron's going down. This is just absurd. There's a Glacial Prison. Juhan's kind of here by himself though as Rascal's wrapping around. He wants to be the hero. They get a control ward into the back of the pit, but they can't stop this Baron from going down as Kingen is so fast. Clid just flashing on in. Beryl's going to deliver him all the way into the backline as he doesn't find the flash, but Viper finds a gigantic ultimate. And they're super far ahead, guys. They're extraordinarily fed. But Viper can't really quite find a gap into this game. Fighting against 3 people right now. He's got his pocket Lulu helping him stay alive as Rascal. He's wrapping his way in. He wants to find the Zeri. He flashes, he gets the stun. The Lulu goes down. There's Viper's now trying to kite. Zeka gets in here. They've got a lot of issues to deal with. As the counter-strike, it's going to be there, but it's not going to be enough. As Kingen, he'll just end all of the fun that DRX were having.
I have a pretty good feeling Kingen's going to have higher damage than Viper this game.
I think Kingen's going to have higher damage than anyone else.
He's the 80 carry. All right, Kingen. All right, one more ceremony. He comes in, he ends the game, and Hanwha Life Esports will take a 2-0. A lot to see here. But I will not be recommending this spot to anyone who didn't show up tonight.
And Viper also doing the most damage in the game is kind of surprising to me because it felt very reminiscent to like Gumayusi's experiences.